Hello! Welcome to Reaching for the Moon, hosted by me, Ed Grace. For those of you that don't know me, I worked on the Apollo program for 10 years and was on the Apollo 13 mission operations team that was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Before we start talking about Artemis Lunar Landers, an event happened this week that I want to inform you about. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine announced that he will not remain in the agency's lead role in the Biden administration, even if asked. Bridenstine has been leading NASA for 2.5 years and has been the instrumental leader in the Artemis Return to the Moon by 2024 program. Bridenstine was appointed by President Trump and has done a great job of positioning NASA once again to the forefront of space exploration. Biden has named an 8-person NASA transition team, including 2 former NASA chief scientists and a former astronaut, that will bring him up to speed on all things NASA ahead of his January 2021 inauguration. On this slide are shown the members of the NASA Transition Agency Review Team. Okay, let's move on to our subject for today, the Artemis Lunar Landers and the Moon Landing. But first, let's review. How do we accomplish the task of landing on the moon in Apollo? The Apollo 11 spacecraft that traveled to the moon included 3 main parts. The command module, which is a spacecraft that holds the 3 astronauts, had a heat shield and was the only component that returned to Earth. The service module, which supported the command module with propulsion, electrical power, oxygen, and water during the mission. And the lunar module, which had 2 stages, a descent stage for landing on the moon and an ascent stage to bring the astronauts back into lunar orbit and to rendezvous with the command module. The Saturn V's 3rd stage was used to power the Apollo spacecraft from its Earth orbit to a course for the moon. Once on course to the moon, the astronauts separated from the Saturn V and traveled for 3 days until they entered lunar orbit. 2 astronauts then moved into the lunar module and, using the descent stage, landed on the moon. The astronauts then used the lunar module's ascent stage to lift off the lunar surface and rejoin the command module, leaving the descent stage on the moon's surface. Finally, the astronauts jettisoned the ascent stage of the lunar module before they performed the maneuvers that propelled the command module out of its lunar orbit onto a trajectory back to Earth. The command module returned to Earth and splashed down in the Pacific Ocean after more than 8 days in space. Okay, what are the mission plans for Artemis? Several Artemis missions are scheduled starting next year, and they will test the Orion spacecraft and the SLS launch system, but will not land on the moon. These missions will be using commercial delivery services and will deliver scientific and technology systems and products to the moon's surface. NASA will robotically be back on the moon starting next year. Not until Artemis III is the first planned manned mission to the moon. That will not occur before 2024. But let's discuss Artemis III mission today. There are actually 2 different plans being discussed for Artemis III's initial journey to the moon. One includes docking at the gateway, and the second does not dock at the gateway but goes straight to a lunar orbit and moon landing directly from the lunar orbit. NASA has concerns that the gateway will not be completed and functional in time for the 2024 moon landing, but will be used with Artemis IV and beyond missions. Over time, the gateway outpost will evolve with new modules added by international partners, allowing crew members to conduct increasingly longer lunar missions. NASA has recently contracted with 3 companies to begin development of lunar landers, contractually called the Artemis Human Landing System, or HLS. The companies are Blue Origin, Dynetics, and SpaceX. Blue Origin is leading a team that is referred to as the national team. It consists of Blue Origin, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Draper Laboratories. Blue Origin, as primary contractor, leads program management, systems engineering, safety, and mission assurance and mission engineering, while also providing the descent element. Lockheed Martin develops the reusable ascent element vehicle and leads crewed flight operations and training. Northrop Grumman provides the transfer element vehicle that brings the landing system down towards the moon. And Draper leads descent guidance and provides flight avionics. The Dynetics is leading a team of 25 subcontractors. And they have a vehicle that is a single module capable of descending to the lunar surface and ascending back to lunar orbit. The system's crew module is designed to accommodate 2 crew members for nominal missions from lunar orbit to the lunar surface and back, including surface habitation for about a week. Alternatively, it can ferry up to 4 suited crew members. 2 are from the lunar surface, which will be very useful once a sustainable base is established on the moon. SpaceX Starship is significantly larger than the other proposed landing systems. SpaceX's proposal for a lunar lander using the company's reusable Starship vehicle is a major change from the other proposals. However, there are major risks using Starship because of many untested processes it includes. NASA plans a continuation review in early 2021 of these 3 programs, during which agency officials will likely select 2 of the 3 companies to continue with full-scale lander development efforts. NASA has not ruled out continuing with all 3 concepts. In our next video, we will discuss the Artemis Human Landing System elements that are being developed by each of the 3 companies. If you like today's video, give us a like. Hit the subscribe button and receive an email every time Reaching for the Moon posts a new video. Thank you for watching, and remember always, failure is not an option. Bye.